What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, I had to talk about this subject, and I want to open up the discussion for you guys. Leave your comments, let me know what you guys think. That's regarding Andre Ward and also his placement, his position. As you guys know, I'm a Bay Area dude. I live right near where Andre Ward is from, Oakland. Shout out to the town. And he's been very inactive. Let's not beat around the bush. He's been very inactive, very skillful fighter. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's a great fighter. However, my question is, how long can we hold him in that number two spot? It's kind of like, have you ever, like, let's say, wanted to get some shoes or some shit, and the line is really long, and you and your friend are both waiting, and let's say your friend's like, oh, I'm gonna go get something to eat, and they leave the line. The line starts moving and moving and moving, and you start getting close to the entry point where it's like the point of no return. And let's say your friend comes back, it's like, how long can we hold your place in line? And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now with Andre Ward. He's been so inactive, dealing with legal troubles. Before that, it was the shoulder injury. After that, it was the rehab of the shoulder. After he had surgery. And a lot of people, we don't doubt he cleaned out his division, but as time elapses, so does his, like, I don't fear Andre Ward is running out of shelf life. You know what I mean? Well, it could hurt his career, but he's a skilled fighter, so usually the guys like Angulo, they really have a shelf life. Their prime is usually shorter because they're not made of skill, they're made of like heart and determination and power, stuff like that. So I don't worry about it for that reason. But even no matter how good you are, waiting this fucking long is not the answer. You know what I mean? It's not good for your career because fans forget about you. Your skills could deteriorate a bit. But my question is, how long can we hold Andre Ward at a number two spot without, you know what I mean, without him actually fighting? And a lot of people, I don't know. So that's what I want to talk about, especially with Bernard Hopkins, someone who's in like around his division, I guess you can say. And he's going to face Sergey Kovalev, the Crusher, who is arguably in his prime, undefeated. He has monstrous power that no one can deny. And he's taking on a test like that 2 months before his 50th fucking birthday. He's going to be 50 years old. So I already made videos about it when they first announced the fight. Tremendous just heart. And Bernard Hopkins, fuck what any of y'all say if y'all disagree. He's a legend. He's a living legend. He's the true story of a boxer. I mean, someone who was in and out of jail, started boxing late, grew up in the tough streets of Philly, then lost to Roy Jones Jr. early in his career. Years later, he avenged that loss. But a lot of times, guys take losses earlier in their career, and they don't pan out to be anything. This dude has, you know what I'm saying? So some of you guys would be like, the Oscar De La Hoya, that was a fixed fight. Oh, that was bullshit. Whatever. It played out how it played out. I mean, Bernard Hopkins has fought De La Hoya. He's fought Trinidad. He's fought Joe Calzaghe. He fought Roy Jones Jr. twice. Fought Jermaine Taylor when Jermaine Taylor was worth a damn. Like, Winky Wright. It's crazy. And even some of the recent guys, some people sleep on some of the recent guys. Some of the recent guys he fought were belt holders or had monstrous power. And he's older than them. He's considerably older than them and not as strong as them. You know what I'm saying? Bernard Hopkins has sneaky power, but guys like Shumanov they were knocking out the bums or whoever was put in front of them, and people couldn't put up to. So, you know what I mean? You get an older guy, someone who's in their mid 40s, late 40s, that's typically not a good look. You know what I mean? Look at Carlos Baldomir. Perfect example. In his heyday, he was in a good competitive fight or whatever with Mayweather, and he beat Zab Judah. But later on, he was early 40s. Keep in mind, he was like 40, maybe 41. Fought Canelo. They fed him to Canelo. Canelo knocked him the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So that's more or less the rule as opposed to the exception. Bernard Hopkins is the exception. You know what I mean? Most guys who are pushing 50 aren't really, you know what I mean? They're just people younger fighters are getting their names built off of their name. You know what I'm saying? They're being fed. Like, you know what I mean? Canelo fought a lot of guys like that. Kermit Cintron, and he wasn't even fucking 40 or nothing. But he was late in his career, and he wasn't the same Cintron that fought Sergio Martinez. Anyway, back to Andre Ward, Bernard Hopkins. I want to see where you guys would place Bernard Hopkins on your pound for pound list, because a lot of people don't talk about him on the pound for pound list. If he beats Sergey Kovalev, I really want to know that. Does he, by default, take Andre Ward's spot because Andre Ward hasn't even been fighting? And like I said, man, I'm from the Bay. I have much respect to Andre Ward. Probably work with him in the future. And I'm being real. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what I give you on my channel. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and act like these aren't facts. So I wish the best to both fighters and Kovalev as well. You know what I mean? So earlier today, I tweeted this to Bernard Hopkins, and he retweeted. So shout out to the OG Bernard Hopkins for retweeting my Men in Black picture with him. I'm just looking forward to the Kovalev-Hopkins fight. See what they replace the Gabe Rosado, James Kirkland bout with. I think they're going to do a fight that's it's not comparable to Rosado Kirkland, but whatever. Looking forward to Hopkins, Kovalev, and I really just want to know from you guys, where do you place Hopkins on your pound for pound list if he beats Sergey Kovalev, a guy who destroyed cleverly, a guy who has been pretty much walking through the opponents that are put in front of him. You could say they're bums or whatever, but he's still annihilating them, and he's a champion. So I want to know what that does for that. What does that do for the scope of your pound for pound list? Where's Andre Ward? Is he even on your list because he's not fighting? Like I said, it's just not a good look, because for Andre Ward, as time elapses, we start to get further and further away from the great things that you did. You know what I mean? The Olympics, that was a long time ago. And then the Super 6 is starting to become a pretty good amount of time ago. You know what I mean? A couple years ago. So people care about the current. And it's really crazy to me to see a fighter like Andre Ward, and you got guys who are known for not really fighting, like Mayweather. Mayweather's known, he did a retirement, and he was fighting one time a year. And you got guys like Mayweather who are hawking Andre Ward with the amount of fights that they, like Mayweather fought twice last year, and he fought twice this year. So he fought 4 fucking times in the last 2 years. And he's, you know what I mean, and he's older than you. And Andre Ward, we haven't seen him since Edwin Rodriguez. You know what I mean? It's been a minute. I think that was last year sometime. So he's fighting like once every 3 years and shit. Let me know what you guys think. Where do you put Andre Ward, and where will you put Bernard Hopkins if he does beat Sergey Kovalev? Great fight, man. Really happy to see that. And who do you want to see Andre Ward fight? I think there's still names. The top of my list would be Andre Ward, if he's going to stay at 168 and not move up to 175, would be Andre Ward against a guy like Adonis Stevenson, if he could still make weight, or one of the Durrell brothers. Like, I got to see him against a black fighter, a fighter who's not a Carl Froch. And there's no disrespect to Carl Froch, because he's one of my favorites. But Carl Froch presents certain problems, and I think the Durrell and Adonis Stevenson stylistically present a different problem for him. You know what I mean? A lot of black fighters are just naturally a little bit more rhythmic and slicker. And I want to see how Andre Ward does with someone, especially the Durrell brothers. I think skill-wise, that would be an interesting match for me. Let me know what you guys think. Andre Ward, Bernard Hopkins, where do you place them on your pound for pound list? Give me that update. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego, signing off.